I'm saying? I'm a grown ass man. That just mean I gotta go harder next time. You know what I'm saying? So.
And I noticed that since the first few sample challenges, likes was the main thing of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So after we started giving the winner the chance to pick the next winner and the next song or whatever, however it goes, likes decreased. You know what I'm saying? So people not really grinding. But I'm gonna start off by saying this is SoundmindzIye from Richmond, Virginia, VA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why don't you just, let me know who's the notable artist coming out of VA?
Out of VA?
Yeah.
I mean,
out of Richmond, out of VA, whatever.
Timbaland, he's like he's the most popular thing out of Virginia, you know what I'm saying? But as far as the unsigned, unknown people, I have no idea. You know what I'm saying?
Unknown.
Like I see, people, they post their stuff on Facebook or SoundCloud.
What about the Clips? Clips was Virginia, right?
I mean, Clips was cool. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really. I mean, it was good. Like I don't wanna shit on them.
Producers, right?
Well, yeah, producers, but
But the Clips, they was. I mean, they was alright. You know what I'm saying?
So then you got Pharrell. Then
Pharrell, yeah. Okay. Pharrell, he definitely brought something new.
Pharrell
as far as music is concerned.
Pharrell and Timbaland.
I would have to pick Timbaland. You know what I'm saying? Because I realized with Timbaland, he started off a certain way. I feel like I ain't trying to put myself on no pedestal or nothing. Trying to, but I feel like where I'm at now is past where Timbaland was when we first started hearing about Timbaland. Where Timbaland is now, it's like on a whole nother level. It's like he took, like I used to be a graffiti artist, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to graffiti, your canvas is like trains, any side of a building, you know what I'm saying? You have a canvas. But before that, I used to just draw shit on paper. That was my canvas.
Who influenced you to draw?
It's a graffiti artist. His name, he go by Seen, S-E-E-N.
Okay. He's from out your way too, because there was a scene in New York.
In New York, I think I'm thinking it's the one from New York, because there's no scene out. S-E-E-N, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the same dude.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm sure he ain't from where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? But he influenced me to. I was always into art, but he influenced me to get into the graffiti aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to artwork, I feel like Timbaland took a canvas, and the canvas he took was silence. You know what I'm saying? He took that canvas and he just created art on that canvas, and I feel like that's where he is now. You know what I'm saying? So I'll have to give it to Timbaland. You know what I mean?
So what you your most inspirational producers, is he one of them, or there's anyone before him?
Yeah,
anyone precedes him?
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah.
Like he's very influential, but DJ High Tech, like, ever since the Reflection Eternal album, that's the first time I heard of him.
It's that Cincinnati, Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
I like what he did. You know, he did something. He did more than I would expect when it comes to hip hop.
So that's your number one top producer.
Yep, that's one. As far as fame and all of that is concerned, somebody who's known, that's what I'm going after.
You rank Timbaland in your top 5?
Yeah, I'll put him in top 5.
Okay. Anyone else? I don't want to find out the 3 in between or whatever, but
I mean, we got 40. Drake producer. I like the feel.
Okay.
I like the feel of his music. Like I can feel it.
You like Toronto?
Yeah. So when when I hear his beats, minus the Drake, because Drake reminisce about it, and you know what he do. But when it comes to 40s beats, it like I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine something. I can paint a picture to his music because of the sounds. I don't know what his real name is, but he's the artist's name. His name is Goldie.
And Cali?
I don't know. He be singing. You know the song. People. somebody that I used to know. It's like he be singing, and he's from Australia.
No, okay.
He produces his own tracks, but what I really like about him is I like the sounds that he put in there. Like he takes some off the wall type shit, and he put it in there, and it works. His mixing needs a little help because some things are a little louder and it kind of overlaps everything else. But when it comes to the sound and the artistry of it, like he's definitely in the top 5.
Okay. So we were supposed to go sample digging today, crate digging today.
Mm-mm.
Did you have any idea if we did go? What was your go-to? What selections you was looking for if you went?
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. I watched the video with DJ Stress earlier. This man put a blindfold on, and he just grabbed random.
Showed you rhythm roulette.
Yeah, so that was my idea. If we was gonna go, I was just gonna go to some area, something that I was not comfortable with, and then pick something, and then listen to what it is they had to offer, and look at the art in it, and see how I can translate their art to my art and make it my own thing. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna try to challenge myself, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what category or genre you consider your music to be in?
That's real
Do you
hard.
categorize yourself or?
It's kind of hard because I like jazz and I like acid jazz and I like R&B and I like hip hop. So when it comes to me making music, I try to combine everything I like. And then reggae, comes from my parents, my dad being Jamaican and my mom being Haitian.
Mine as well, yeah.
You guys is both the same in that. That's crazy.
Oh, word?
Yeah, my dad Jamaican, my mother from Florida.
Oh, word?
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so I try to combine, I'm trying to create a whole nother genre. But, I mean, I don't know if I should add this in there.
Trying to create a genre, huh?
Yeah, but I don't know if I should add this in there, but that what you call it, mumble rap shit with the fucking over exaggerated hi hats and all of that. Like I just can't feel that. Like I can feel country. There's some country music that I would listen to.
Yeah.
There's some go-go. I don't really like go-go, but there is some go-go I can listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But that mumble rap
The
shit,
BC.
I can't fuck with it because what are you telling me? You trying to get my kids to be on drugs? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, so what's the difference between mumble rap and trap? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's one of the same. Trap music is teaching about selling drugs. Mumble rap is just being about. It's hard to explain because I'm not on they wavelength when it comes to.
I mean,
thinking.
trap's supposed to be the new gangster music, like NWA comparable type. Just think back to that time, the gangster music, now times. But
I mean, you right.
I heard you make a few like trap references, like you want to go there, you want to learn it.
Yeah, I'm trying to be well-rounded, but when it comes to when I'm trying to make, because I actually try and put some effort into making trap music, it just never sounds like. Because when I put too much of myself in it, it ain't gonna sound like trap. You'll hear the hi-hats of the trap or the drum of the trap, but then you're gonna hear something else.
Yeah.
And then when I'm finished with it, it's not trap at all.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So what you use to make beats?
I use FL Studio prominently. That's
your DAW, or it serves as a DAW, or you just make your beats on there, or mix down in there.
That's what I'm comfortable when it comes to creating. I'm comfortable with it because I know more about it than anything else. Because that's where I started, and with practice.
The Fruity Loops.
Yeah,
Okay.
but when it comes to mixing, I go to Pro Tools.
Okay.
It's easier to mix in Pro Tools than it is FL Studio. It never comes out right.
Okay, make your beats on FL Studio.
Yeah.
Mix in Pro Tools.
And then I take from Logic. I take some of the sounds they have on Logic, and I match the BPMs up with the Fruity Loops that I'm using, and I add it on there. So I just take the sounds from Logic, put it on FL Studio, and then once I get done with that, I get done with the whole project. Then I bounce it to Pro Tools, and that's where I do all my mixing.
All right. So, the references. What do you consider yourself, a producer or a beat maker?
I would say a producer.
How come?
I feel like the phrase beat maker is just people who just, I don't know, it's not as deep, it's not as artistic. You know what I'm saying? A producer, like by definition, the producer is in charge of all the sounds that go into a musical project.
Okay.
Basically, you're painting the picture. Whether you're playing the actual bass guitar, or you playing the piano and all that type of stuff. Like Quincy Jones he's a producer. He's in charge of the whole aspect of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm a producer as opposed to
He's in charge, but he's not always hands on. So
yeah.
You think that's cheating, or he should get that credit because he could direct?
No, I don't think he should. He's
like
cheating.
Dre, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't think he's cheating. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody is a musician, but you could be a producer without being a musician. You know what I'm saying? You have an ear for it. You know what I mean? You can match the what do you call it? What's the word? The melody of it. It's easy for you to catch the melody. You can tell the artist, no, don't sing on this note. Take it an octave higher.
Okay.
So it'll match the music that's going on. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, I'm not gonna say a producer is more talented than a musician, because they all is one and the same. You got to work together on that. But I feel like I'm a producer as opposed to a beat maker.
You have any good producer moments that you could explain? Like, what makes you that?
What makes me a producer?
Yeah. For the cats that might just be in the basement, and you know what I'm saying, not to say cats that's in the basement don't have top knowledge of what they doing or whatever, but have you been in a big studio? Have you worked with any artists? Have you really sat in the studio for hours and mixed and engineered? What makes you that?
Well, unfortunately, no, I haven't really worked with any good artists, I would say. But what I do is, with the beats that I do make, I find loops or samples from songs that I heard, and make sure whoever is singing in the octave I'm looking at, I use that sample, that vocal sample in my beats. But as far as, I know there's somebody that I know, like I make beats and she kind of sings to them, and then when she hit a note that's not where it is, I'll be like, yo, you should probably drop that an octave or something to match what's going on right here. You know what I'm saying? And then she'll do it and it'll sound perfect, but of course I haven't recorded it, and then I don't have any mics or anything like that, but it's like I can kind of hear it. When I want something to go up at this point with the music, I'm like, yo, you should probably go up a little bit. Or if I needed to go down, which normally it is, I always have them go down. You know what I'm saying? It matches the vision that I have for the entire project,
And that's dope. That's dope, because me, as a producer, like I had producers moments, and I've been in large studios and spent money, but my background is like, once I got with stress, like I didn't learn the new technology and stuff like that. So it's like I dropped myself down to the beat programming stage, like, and I had to catch up to the new technology and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked, you know what I mean? So everybody got their little moments and stuff where they really stand out. They really spend a lot of time in the studio and had to, we had interns and stuff like that, and really paid money for this, mixed and mastered and slept in the studio type stuff. So so
don't mind if Swayze could cut this part off. Ask him what made him really want to get into music. Period.
Okay, what made you want to get into music?
All right. I'm gonna start from the beginning. I was 29 years old. You know what I'm saying? I was just going through the motions of life. You got a job, you got a family, you got kids. You need a job to take care of them, right? But before I turned 30, I kind of asked myself what it is I don't mind spending my free time doing. You know what I'm saying? So I made a list. I wrote it down, and I named all kinds of shit. Eating, sleeping, watching TV, playing video games. I was naming all kinds of bullshit. But at the end of the big ass list that I named, there was a couple of things that I could narrow down on. Is, being an artist, a surrealist artist, a graffiti artist, or something that has to do with music. And I was thinking, I love to listen. I can sit and listen to music all day. Like I can do that on my free time and not feel like I'm wasting time. So my first thought was, when it comes to drawing and spray painting and shit, I was like, is that really a passion? No, it's not. And I wanted to be an artist to feel like doing it for it. It's not. But I did my research on it. I was like,
business.
yeah, like it doesn't match. It doesn't match me. You know what I'm saying? I go look for somebody, and I got to talk to them, and I got to introduce that person to the label and try to make that work. And I was like, nah, that's not me. But anyway, long story short, I came to maybe I should make music because I hear stuff that I like, but it's never long enough and it's never consistent. So I need something consistent, and what better way to do that than to do it yourself? So anyway, when I came to that conclusion, I said, this is what I'm going to do. This is right when I turned 30, because I told myself, I'm not going to waste my 30s like I wasted my 20s. I'm going to do something about these 30s. I'm going to pick something and I'm going to stick to it, and it was music. So when I came to that conclusion, I bought a bass guitar. And I said, I'm about to learn this shit because this is what I'm going to do with my life. Not long after I bought the bass guitar, it was Father's Day. After church, I was taking my kids to get some Slurpees from 7-Eleven. And when I came out with the, at this point I only had 2 kids.
Okay.
When I came out,
How many kids you have?
I got 4.
4 kids. 2 kids at the time.
Yeah. And I came out, I had the Slurpees in hand, I was ready to give it to him, they in the car. The dude, he had a FUBU. Of all things, FUBU. Fucking FUBU shirt on. You know what I'm saying? He was robbing me and shit. He pulled a gun on me. And you know what I'm saying? I dropped the Slurpees and I put my hands up. Mind you, my kids are watching. And in his eyes, because I've seen it before, in his eyes I knew he was going to shoot me. Regardless if I gave him $1,000 or I gave him $0, I knew he wanted to shoot me. That's what he set out to do that day. So I turned around to run and he started shooting. And then after the shooting was done, like I looked up, he was running across the street. This is in Richmond, Virginia. He was running across the street. And a lady from inside the 7-Eleven said I was bleeding. And I realized I had a hole in my hand. And he shot me in my hand.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And mind you, this is right after I got my bass guitar. So I was like, you know what? Well, I didn't say this day, because this day I was laughing. I thought I was going to die because I ain't seen that much blood in my life. You know what I'm saying? It come from me, you know what I mean? But I thought about it.
Laughed at it.
Yeah, after the surgeries and the physical therapies and all of that, I realized that the devil was trying to stop me from what it was I was supposed to be doing. You need your hands to make music, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're a singer, of course. So I was like, you know what? He tried to stop me. I'm going to keep on going. And I've been going hard ever since.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I may not be the best, but I'm going to work harder than the best is working.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Blame that on the devil.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that on. Like, who else had a FUBU?
Yo, what color was the dude with the gun? Was he white or black?
He was black. He had a dark
okay.
blue FUBU, of all things. FUBU was done a long time ago.
God, what year was this?
This was like 2-3 years ago.
What?
That's not even wrong, though.
I'm pretty sure FUBU, I mean not FUBU, Lugs was popping and
9-6. And Fubu was after that, but damn,
yeah.
last of Fubu was 2003 probably.
Yes, this was what,
That's crazy.
2013 or something like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. So, damn, that's intriguing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck to say after that.
You can work with any artist.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you could work with any artist, who would you select?
To be real with you, I had to go with J. Cole. I feel like the stuff he be rapping about.
J. Cole's North Carolina, right?
Mm-hmm. Fayetteville.
Okay, all right. Oh, okay.
I like the feel of his music. Like, I gotta feel what you're saying. Like the beats are good. You know, the music is cool and everything. But I gotta feel you. You know what I mean? You're an artist. You rapping. Give me something that I can hold on to. And J. Cole, I can relate to what he's talking about.
Okay.
You know?
And J. Cole's a notable producer also. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he produces his own stuff.
Yeah.
So if you had to leave this world, no death involved. If you had to leave and you only had to live on a planet with just one beat, what would it be?
God damn it, that's a motherfucker.
That's a fucking stress question.
Yeah, like, hold on. Fuck, hold on. That's a fucking good one. What can I listen
I
to?
think.
You know what? It's a song produced by Battle Cats. It's a Snoop Dogg song. And it had an old group from the 70s, the Dramatics, on the joint.
Mm-hmm.
That beat I can listen to. As a matter of fact, when I was leaving college, I went to college in North Carolina. And this is when I was living in St. Louis. That's like a 15-hour drive. The whole 15 hours I listened to this song on repeat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a smooth beat. You know how some like slow beats kind of put you to sleep? You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But this type of beat just kind of, it keeps you in a mood, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I can listen to that. Like, I would have to say that beat.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Any other questions you want to throw out
I
there?
think it's good. Man.
By the way, the song is called Ballin', and it's by Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
If y'all want to check it out,
Okay.
it's smooth as shit.
You know, I'm slacking, so thanks for
Yeah.
throwing the title.
If you could
Battle
work-
Cat and Snoop Dogg,
you
ain't
could
that's
ask
the name of the song.
If you could work with any other producers, like on a project, who would you work with?
Yeah, I had to pick DJ High Tech. He's the inspiration.
So that Reflection Eternal is one of your favorite albums of all time.
I can listen to that from the first song to the last song.
I love that shit with Exhibit on it. Well, dig it.
Yeah.
That fucking football.
Was it
field.
4, 3, 2, 1 or something?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, that's my favorite shit. On
What,
there.
the LL joint? Or
No, it was
joint?
it was on
I'll
the
show you.
Reflection
I'll show you
Eternal.
on here.
Oh, okay.
But I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Was it Gil Scott Heron that came on there before the track started?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Gil Scott
joint.
Heron.
Yeah, it's good.
Last
You got
bullets.
24 minutes, so that's good.
Okay.
Man, that felt like 5 minutes.
Right?
You on the Breakfast Club interview?
24, look,
We turned
you
into
see it, right?
Charlemagne
Look.
now?
Yeah, 24 minutes. Like, yeah.
Damn, yo.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that
Yeah, that's what's up.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So yeah, we got SoundmindzIye, Richmond, Virginia. Drove all the way up here to Connecticut. You know what I'm saying?
That would be my last
movement,
time
man.
either.
All
You
right.
going with us to the movement.
I don't know what he's seen that make him want to come back, besides us. I don't know.
The passion, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I like the connection. I like the people that I met out here. It's
Definitely.
good. You know what I'm saying? The only thing about coming out here I don't like is driving through New York fucking city. That shit intimidates the fuck out of me. And I got to do that shit on
I
the way
guess you
back.
just got to get used to it.
Yeah, that's
You
the
know what I'm
thing.
saying?
That's
So-
why I got to keep coming out here.
Yeah. You gotta know them highways and them, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
crazy. I could go out there plenty of times and I can't master it. I go out there with my dad a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So he just be maneuvering. I'll be like, Dad, I
Would your
can't
dad be
master this
driving
shit."
and shit? Man?
Yeah, he be driving. You know what I'm saying? He be
Shout
like,
out
yo,
to
okay.
Rocco's dad. Rocco's dad's a good man.
So he be doing that shit like, you don't need
Yeah,
no
we
navigation.
just, yeah, he just be like,
Alright,
"Oh,
I'm about to get it off from here.
Yeah,
Shit
yeah.
killing my hands.
I'm gonna be real with you. There was a spot. It was
Ready to record this or this is done?
no, you ain't got to.
No,